now we're just stuck in traffic.
We moved out here about 3 years ago because I was in love with this building. I'd been in here when it was a studio and remodeled it. That took about 6 months. It was caved in, no windows. That's really what I love to do. I'm a professional turd polisher. I'm Tammy Fireball, and my store is Live True Vintage in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Do I have to say Tennessee? I'm terrible. There's nothing amazing behind the story other than sheer desperation. Like when I was first starting out and I was selling online, which I don't have time for anymore, but I was trying to put in names and you know, they're all taken. Anything you put in for hours, I'd been going, okay, Serendipity 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Unicorn 6, 7, whatever. Everything was taken. And I'd had these knuckle tattoos for a lot longer to kind of remind me of something else. And I literally, oh, did I use that right? Yes, I literally did that in this case. Took my head and threw it down in like a dramatic gesture. And I was like, I'm even sick of this. And then I looked at my own knuckles and I was like, wouldn't it be ironic if this worked? And I typed it in and it took it and that was my name. So that's it. Well, I worked for the, can I say post office? Can I say I worked for the post office? Yeah, I worked for the post office for 17 years. And then just quit very unceremoniously one day and went to Rose Pepper and drank tequila instead of going back. And realized that was not a good plan. And decided that I should just sell my shit. And I rat-rotted this little school bus out and was going to flea markets and doing like pop-ups and stuff like that. So no, it was quite by accident. But I've always been a raccoon. Yeah, what was the question? Don't put that part in.
What's the hunt like?
It's wonderful. It's the best part. You have to be up pretty early. You always have to be up early. My favorite is when you get to go to an estate sale and you get a feel for the whole person because you're in their home. And so, like the military stuff, you know what years they were there, Korean War era. The letters that they wrote back are still there a lot of times. Pictures, you know, the sweetheart, little handkerchiefs and things like that. You get, or likewise, if they were complete assholes, you know, some sales you walk in and you're like, oh, look at this racist jerk. And they've got like all the flags and you're like, Jesus Christ. So, you know, you get a real sense of who people are. I'm going to pull out 2 things from a sale that I was at a few weeks ago.
Okay. If you are of a certain age, 18 or below, this might be a really good time to go ahead and just cut off the video. And if you're someone above 18 who gets a little squeamish about certain stories and certain ways of sharing things, yeah, I'd recommend that you step out too. But for those of you who are left, we didn't know what we were getting into at Live True Vintage.
People should remember this, okay? Somebody's going in your house and somebody's cleaning you out. So, can you even imagine if your grandma, oh, I'm so sorry, I know I probably wasn't supposed to do that.
No, you're fine, you're fine, you do.
First I'll show you she had all these little stuffed animals and stuff that she'd made, and this was her caveman, except she was the raunchiest grandma ever. And she had a whole collection of stuff she knitted. I've just always been...
You've always just...
I've always done it. I've always ratted around and stuff in barns and attics. And yeah, and being raised by my grandparents, I think, too, I was taught how much to appreciate, you know, just that Depression era, you know, save things, take care of things and stuff like that. So, yeah, I really appreciated the quality of a lot of the older stuff that I would find. And it was the 80s, so I wanted to dress like Cyndi Lauper, and I would steal all the shitty ties I would find in my grandpa's closets and things like that. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I always did it. I just never got paid for it.